EIGRP is a classless routing protocol. Classless is good. But we can make our routing protocol behave classfully. And that is a very dangerous thing. Classless behavior of a routing protocol says the following. Look to the class of address and treat that network as if it is deployed with the classful mask. So I want you to look over here on the left-hand side. That 172.16.1 network is what class of address? Now, I'm not asking what the mask is, what kind of classful or what type of class would have a /24 mask. I'm asking you, what class of address is that? Which is answered by looking at the first IP or the first octet. Class A is a first octet of 1 through 126. Class B is 128 through 191. And Class C, well, that's 192 to 223. So again, I ask, what class of address is that? Well, that falls into the Class A space. Excuse me, Class B space. That's right, Class B. Now, what is the default mask for Class A? That's a /8. Default mask for Class B is /16. So because this is a 172 address, which is Class B, EIGRP, if asked to be classful in nature, if we use it classfully, it will be summarized down to the classful level. This is very, very dangerous. So what will happen is this. Router 1 will advertise 172.16, but it will see that that address has left the 172.16 space. And at that point, what we call a major network boundary says right here, a major network boundary is when we have left our classful space. So the classful space for this would be 172.16. The mask would be preserved as long as this subnet is advertised through some 172.16 space. But the moment it leaves right here, it gets changed down to a 172.16 advertisement. So what we've done is we've dropped off the third octet. And we have advertised it with a /16 mask. We would be advertising that with a /16 mask instead of the mask that is deployed. Now, that's route summarization, but it's a kind of route summarization that is very dangerous. Why? Because we didn't control it. It is automatic. The word automatic associated with summarization is a bad thing. And we used to get this behavior out of the box, but since iOS 15.0, thankfully it has been corrected. Now, the way to correct this behavior is the new auto summary command. That is a command that you want to see present, either inferred by the omission of the auto summary command or explicitly stated in a previous operating system. That's behavior you want, no auto summary. So let me show you what would happen. This is a crazy thing. Okay, so let's say we're on R2. Now R2 in fact has two different entries that are the product of this automatic route summarization. Why two different entries? Well, we got the same thing happening at 172.16.2. That also is going to cross a major network boundary and is going to get gobbled up into this summary advertisement and be treated as a /16 mask. So now we have, I think there's like cartoons that work this way. It's like, how do you get to Pismo Beach? You go that way. That's what's going on here. How do you get to 172.16? You go that way. Now the problem is, we're going to be routing packets based on whatever the routing table says. So if I were to do the following, let's say I had a LAN on router 2, and I issued this command. I issued the command ping 172.16.1.1, and let's say that address lived. What you would get is the following. You would get an exclamation mark, and then an exclamation mark, and then an exclamation mark, but all separated with periods. It would be bang, dot, bang, dot. What would be happening there is the first packet might be going to R1. The second packet would be going to R3. Now that's the wrong direction. R3 wouldn't have a route for that. It would be discarded. And then again, another packet, and we would be equally load balancing at this point. Isn't that great? So if you see that behavior, think, if I'm in a routing class and I see that behavior, that means probably that automatic summarization is affecting me, as it is here. So correct this issue with no auto summary, and we can be sure that we're prepared in the right way. So if I were to do a show IP protocols, I'm going to see that automatic summarization is disabled. This is a big deal to us. We want automatic summarization disabled. I'm going to turn it on just so you get a chance to see the effect on our routing tables, for good or for bad. In this case, it won't be that bad. My topology won't be an utter failure. But I'm going to say auto summary. Ooh, don't do that command. Don't do that command. So I'm going to do the command auto summary. And what you're going to see is that the 10 network is going to be advertised as a /8. I'm going to do a show IP route. The 10 network is being advertised as a /8. Whoa. So what happened is those 10 networks are all known specifically inside of that space, but R4 says, oh, I got a network boundary. It's leaving the 10 space, so I'm going to summarize it to the class A mask of /8. Do I still have reachability? I think so. So in this case, it's not a total disaster, but I never want automatic summarization on because you're rolling the dice. You do not want to take chances with your routing table.